I'm here in Baltimore, spending an evening and a night here on the streets. This is just one night here on the streets. This is the kind of stuff, though, that people have to endure every evening. And we've talked to and met with people who have been homeless for literally years. This is their reality. This is one night for us. But this is a reality that most people in this country know nothing about.
Just to listen to people and find out people's stories, stuff that you don't think about. I, like many other people in Baltimore, I'm sure, you realize that homelessness is an issue and you drive past it every day. We drive past it and don't think twice about it as we own our lives and we out and about. And so tonight what we wanted to do was really bring some awareness and put a face to the homelessness that is plaguing our city and the issues that are plaguing our city, and realize that these are human beings and that they do have value, as Ajamu said. And every one of us, every human deserves to be valued and treated as such.
Hello, my name's Joe.
Tell me how long you've been out here.
Roughly at least 13 years, on and off. It's been like a roller coaster, and I'm trying to make, it's hard trying to make ends meet, along with trying to deal with things out here. Like for me, my circumstances, my situation, my wife and daughter were murdered. And you know, while I was incarcerated, I never had a chance to see her born. I never had a chance to share her birthdays. I never had a chance to go to the funeral. I've had a chance, you know, to be in, I've rented rooms, but it's like no escape. Try for jobs, but then they say, you know, about your record, or then they look at you, they pass judgment on you, you know, as far as us being out here. I mean, I'm really trying.
I've been out there putting my work in on the format, on the cars on the front line, as they would say. I don't want to go and saying that I know it all, but what I've been through, what I experienced, is more people just coming against each other for no apparent reason. They don't have to. But there's other ways of dealing with the problem. So I think we come up with a better solution on trying to deal with the problem instead of hurting one another.
I've lived in Baltimore for 30 years, and what we've seen over that time, you know, I came here shortly after the Inner Harbor had been built. We saw how all the money that was sunk into the Inner Harbor created a vacuum that sucked the energy and the life out of the surrounding neighborhoods, and their small businesses failed as a result. And the jobs that were created down at the Inner Harbor are, you know, these kind of chain stores that have a history of exploiting their workers, paying low wages. It was so bad that it actually was declared a human rights zone by the United Workers after they interviewed the workers down there. Now we're seeing the same story play out all over again, but in an even bigger scale, as the city voted to go ahead with the Port Covington project, $660 million tax break to build a whole new downtown for the wealthy. Meanwhile, we have neighborhoods all around the area that we're in that used to be thriving neighborhoods that have been disinvested in and ignored for decades now. So these problems that we're experiencing here in our city, these are intentional problems. These are structural problems. They were created by the policies and priorities of the people in power, and they can be changed by changing those policies and priorities, by changing the people that are in power. That's why it's so important that we're running as Greens.
Right. This is an opportunity for not only our homeless individuals to see the potential of engagement, but hearing their stories, knowing their stories, asking them why they down here and the reasons. It's more than winding up the window, jumping on a cell phone and keep riding by them on the streets of Baltimore City. It's been over 3 years since the initial movement of the I-83 encampment and I have seen no change or engagement with urgency housing our homeless individuals. So I am grateful for a party that is attentive, they are aware, and tonight they will be informed and knowledgeable of the circumstances of some of our most vulnerable individuals in Baltimore City.
We need to do something to end homelessness. I have a homeless child that lives down here under 83. He's been down here for the last 11 years. I come here every day and visit him after work. And I think that something should be done. We have a lot of empty houses in this city. If we take the boards off and allow these people to live in them, that would be a great help. Winter is slowly approaching. They don't need to be out here. They really don't. They really don't.
I've been an advocate and an organizer for over 55 years. Okay, and I'm 75 years old. I became homeless with 19 children. And I took a house and moved into it. And occupied it for 42 years. Wow. Okay, but I also want to say this. Hillary Clinton, for poor people and working people, was the architecture against welfare reform. Okay? So this woman, I stood in it. I went to the Democratic convention just so I could tell the Democrats how I felt about it. Bernie Sanders made some noise, but we need some people that's really gonna do something.
So I came over here and I saw a guy who had fallen, hit his head, and then was doing projectile vomiting, and I thought it was important that I alert Dr. Flowers, who's running for Senate here, and everybody, and Ajamu came running over to assist.
After that, we had somebody show up. It looked like some bounty hunters who subsequently seemed like they were terrorizing folks who were basically in their living room. You know, when you live on the streets, you know, you're at home. And so these folks coming in and tearing off people's, tents. That's like somebody stepped into your house.
You know, thank God we're here tonight because in my world, poor and homeless people and people that have drug addictions die every single day, and their lives are treated like they don't matter. And this is absolutely inhumane, where you see a healthcare facility that's set up for the homeless, and where we had to wait 25 minutes in order for an ambulance to come. Hopefully they'll take him. They said his sugar was low, but you know, I'm just tired of living in this kind of world, and we need different kinds of politicians that understand that homelessness and addiction are like having gaping wounds, that we have to do something about them now. We can't wait.